Hey everybody, and welcome to the Gauntlet. We go everything esports news. I'm your host, Captain Zeus, followed by my lovely co-host, Nova Burst. And today we got some more Overwatch League news for you, and a little bit of an update for this new 2021 season. But first things first, we have some more off-season from 2020 2021 news. Nothing major, well, maybe one, but Noah's going to let you know on that right now.
Yep, I'm gonna let you know. So we're gonna start off with Glitch leaving Toronto. Glitch was Toronto's assistant coach. Now we did talk a little bit about Toronto this offseason. Making some promising moves going into this 2021 season. But Glitch leaving Toronto from I don't think it's a huge blow for them. I think they could do fairly well next year, so not too crazy. And retired Ons and I can pronounce it however I want.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Retired from San Francisco Shock. Now, that's pretty wild. San Francisco, of course, two-time winners. For Overwatch League. So they got that rep on their back, but retiring from San Fran, I mean, it's pretty huge. You know what I mean? So, thank you for everything you did for the Overwatch League. Enjoying watching you guys play, especially you. But thank you. We got J-Mac. Is the new assistant coach for Paris. Now, Paris this offseason, we definitely everyone just leaving Paris and going to different teams. So, yay. But J-Mac adding them to Paris as an assistant coach, that that can only be a plus for them. But they have been taking quite a few L's with a lot of their main players from 2020 going to different teams around the Overwatch League. But glad to have you, J-Mac, for joining Paris. And
like the Dallas Eternal, but yeah,
Dallas Eternal.
Yeah, On's retiring is somewhat expected from some side of things, but most people were kind of surprised on it. He did pretty good this past season and really showed off, and wish him luck wherever he's going. And J-Mac being an assistant coach is a little bit of a surprise, but also not really, because when they were doing, I can't remember which tournament, he was a pretty good coach to help kind of push them through on it. But that's an interesting move for Paris to pick up J-Mac as an assistant coach. Good job there. Toronto letting Glitch go. I mean, yeah,
gotta do what you gotta do.
No. But we do have a Overwatch League update for this new 2021 season. The regions have been announced. LAV, the Valiant, moved to Asia supposedly because of COVID reasons. I don't know why they would move to Asia for it, but whatever. They did show the East and West region teams. For the East region, it's going to be basically the Korean Chinese teams. You got Chengdu Hunters, Guangzhou Charge, Hangzhou Spark, Shanghai Dragons, Seoul Dynasty. You also got Philly Fusion in there. That's a new face coming into the East region. You got the NYXL, of course, and like I mentioned earlier, the new face LA Valiant being in there, which bit of an interesting move. Don't know how that's going to go, but we'll see.
Yeah.
On the west side, it's basically the North American and Europe teams minus NYXL, Philly, and LA Valiant. You got Atlanta, you got Boston, you got Dallas, you got Florida, you got Houston, you got the LA Gladiators, you got Paris, you got Washington, Toronto, Vancouver, San Francisco, and newly fresh over to this side, you got London. So interesting to see London come over to this side, mostly because they were pushing for more of a European roster, so they're going to go for more of a European team. Makes sense why they would come over to the western side of things to play. Kind of excited for the West. Looks a little even. So to speak. I mean, except for San Fran and Dallas and Washington up there, going to be sparking things up. No pun intended.
Yeah, I think definitely for San Francisco, they should have some fun with this new West team. I mean, but you're getting London, which I mean, they're a team that had to compete against, the East teams, and those teams are scary. I mean, that's like going up against Shanghai, Seoul, Guangzhou.
But it's
almost every other day.
It's a new roster, though.
I mean, new roster too, but still, I mean, if you're keeping, if you still got that London mentality, and you just came from East to West teams, which, there's some strong Western teams, but, you can kind of take advantage of other Western teams. I'm not gonna call some other teams out, but
yeah, of course not.
But I think London could be successful in this Western region.
I'm excited for London too. Boston looks a little stronger with Soon coming onto the scene there. That was an interesting pick for them. Dallas and Washington look hella stacked, as we saw for the offseason. Check out our previous videos, which we have plenty of for this offseason to know who went where. A lot of teams didn't pick up as many good players as we wanted them to, like Houston. Valiant didn't really pick up that many good players either. Toronto, Vancouver, not looking that strong. Atlanta either, So it's probably just going to be San Fran, Dallas, and Washington up there, probably being the bigger competitors, maybe Boston. And then whereas on like the east side of things, I think LA Valiant would be the only one that really would struggle, depending, on how the first couple of matches go. But I think that's just going to be the heavy hitters, is where they have the whole East region.
Yeah, because like Valiant was a very strong team in the West, but
decently strong, yes.
Yeah, but the East, they're just a bunch of
heavy hitters.
That's a different animal. You know what I mean? That's a different like even like I think like the weaker teams considered in the East, like the Hunters and sadly say even though it's the Spark, but like even them, I wouldn't want to go up against them, man, because you just don't know.
What I mean? Still a high mid-tier team.
Yeah, and so I don't know, man. If I was Valiant, I'll be scared a little bit. You know what I mean? But hey, you can only grow stronger from playing against stronger opponents. So
they just need this. They about to get to pour some McGravy on them and show them who's boss.
Get some McGravy.
But we have the event calendar for the year as well that they released up. The East and West teams will be playing in their respective regions for the regular season. They're gonna have 4 tournaments after the seeding for the lead up for the first tournament. All the regular season matches. What's supposedly going to happen is the top teams from each region will play against each other in the tournament. For the West side, from what we've seen or from what Overwatch has put out, they're going to try to fly everybody to Hawaii and have them play against the Eastern teams via direct routed connection. And if that can't work, they're probably just going to split it up between regional tournaments, so that way East plays East teams, West plays West teams, kind of thing. But they're going to plan and try to make it so for the tournaments especially, it's more cross. Each region does play against each other, and then they'll do probably the same thing for like playoffs, and then finals they'll probably fly them out over to Korea or something like that for the big old shebang. And you got 4 tournaments this season. After each tournament, there's like a good bye, for a week or two. And then after the 4th tournament, there's like a 2 or 3 week bye. So that way there's playoffs and finals. So that's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully we could see some more cross-region battles and plays, because that'll be spice, you know what I'm saying? But it's April to September is the season, so it's not so long, so that way they're not milking it. I don't know if they're still going to do the hero pools. They may or may not. We'll see. But that's the update that we got for you for that.
Yeah, but hey, speaking of tournaments.
Oh, tournaments.
Yeah, tournaments. We got news about the next cup. How long ago did they talked about the next cup?
Yeah, within like the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks. But news now, we actually know kind of like the schedule for the next cup. It's gonna be on January 23rd, I believe they're gonna be starting.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna have teams Shanghai, Seoul, Guangzhou Charge, and Dallas gonna be up in this next cup. So I'll just say with the 23rd, we got Shanghai versus Dallas, and then Seoul versus Guangzhou Charge, which
interesting.
The spice. 24th, the next day, Dallas versus Guangzhou Charge, and then Shanghai versus Seoul, which I mean, it's a classic, good old matchup right there. Shanghai versus Seoul. Hell yeah! And then we got on the 30th, Guangzhou Charge versus Shanghai, and then Seoul Dynasty versus Dallas. Yep. And then the next day, which would be January the 31st, that would be the finals, which, you know, to be determined because they didn't happen yet. But but yeah, I mean, this is really excited. We definitely talked about Dallas Eternal. I mean, they picked up a lot of good players. I mean, that can probably go up against these, you know, really strong Eastern teams. I mean, but we got probably the main dogs of the Eastern teams: Shanghai, Seoul, you know, Guangzhou Charge. You know, they're in the third. You know,
they were definitely a good contender for it.
Fell off in the last final cup tournament, but you know,
we don't talk about that.
But you know, they're still up there, and so I think these four teams, they can really, you know, show us some good old Overwatch competition we've been missing. You know, me with this off season happening. So, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm really excited for this tournament, to be honest. I mean, it's gonna be, you know, early in the morning for us in the Americas because Asian time, but it's definitely gonna be interesting as frick because, like you mentioned, we got Shanghai, we got Seoul, Guangzhou, the top three minus NYXL, really, the top three hitters in the, you know, Eastern region when they wanted to show up, of course. And then Dallas, which is looking extremely promising this season as well. So they're going to be popping in, spicing it up in between there. Everyone was kind of hoping Dallas was going to go over to the Eastern region instead of LA Valiant because they do have more of an Asian roster. Bit of a surprise myself when I saw that move. But I mean, hey, maybe this was kind of like the thing. They're like, hey, we'll stay over there, but we're going to give you guys a little taste on what we're like. So that way you can take out your anger on LA Valiant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for this. I know there's supposed to be a San Francisco tournament happening this month. If we already missed it or not, can't remember. But yeah, so April is when the season's going to start. We're going to be seeing a lot more concrete updates on that. Basically, all the teams have all of their players now, so there's no super crazy off-season moves that we should be seeing. Maybe one here and there, something unexpected. Maybe the rumors about LA Valiant getting a whole Chinese roster happens. Who knows? But we do appreciate you guys for watching this vid. Thank you so much for taking your time out of the day to listen to us tell you things.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. If you like more, we have plenty of videos in the back. You know, you can keep up to date with everything. We try to be up to date with all of our Overwatch League news, Halo news, and we're trying to do CSGO as well. But don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, check out our nerdy podcasts and our other nerdy channel, The Black Party. Good content there. You know, and just let us know what you think about these moves in the comment below. You know, just tell us how you feel. How is your day going? What is your favorite color? Do pineapples belong on pizza? I'm Captain Zeus. That's Novaburst. And we'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.